Hello students, today I am going to teach you 13th lesson in your textbook, that is algebraic fractions. Before you start this lesson, you have to recall your memory about least common multiple that you have learned in 12th lesson in your first term. Now look at these examples. Find the least common multiple. Here I am going to tell you two methods to find least common multiple of these numbers. Method 1 is divide these numbers by prime numbers. We call this is division method. Divide only by prime numbers. Divide by 2, here 2, 3. We can't divide 15 by 2, so write 15. Again divide by 2, 1, 3, 15. Then you can divide by 3. 15 divided by 3, 5. Then divide by 5. 1, 1, 1. Now multiply these numbers. It is equal to LCM. LCM equal 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5. Answer is 60. This is the first method. Now I am going to describe the second method that you can use to find the LCM of above numbers. In the second method, you have to write these numbers as a product of powers. First divide 4 by prime numbers. Divide by 2, 2. Again divide by 2, 1. Then divide 6 by prime numbers. Divide by 2, 3. Then divide by 3, 1. Then divide 15 by prime numbers. Divide by 3, 5. Divide by 5, 1. Then write these numbers as a product of prime numbers. First one is 4. 4 equal. You can write it as 2 multiplied by 2. Then write this in index form. It is 2 to the power 2. 6. 6 equal 2 multiplied by 3. You can write this in index form. 2 to the power 1 and 3 to the power 1. 15. 15 equal 3 multiplied by 5. Write in index form. It is 3 to the power 1 and 5 to the power 1. Then to find the LCM of these three, you have to take the highest power of each and every different term. Here 2 to the power 2, here 2 to the power 1. You have to select 2 to the power 2. Take the highest index. Then 3 to the power 1 both, so select it. Then 5 to the power 1. Write each and every different number with the highest index. Then multiply these numbers. 2 to the power 2 is 4. 4 multiplied by 3, 12. 12 multiplied by 5, 60. But I think first method is easier than second method. Let's look at this second example. First find the LCM of these numbers. 5, 10 and 2. Divide by prime numbers. First divide by 2. Then divide by 5. LCM is 2 multiplied by 5, 10. Then write the LCM. 2 multiplied by 5, 10. And here in this algebraic terms, you have to select the highest power. Here x to the power 1. Here x to the power 2. Again here x to the power 1. You have to take the highest power, x to the power 2. Then other term, y to the power 1, y to the power 1, again y to the power 2. Select the highest power of algebraic terms. 2 multiplied by 5, 10, x to the power 2, y to the power 2. This is the answer. Look at third example. Here this is a binomial expression. This one also a binomial expression. First you have to factorize these binomial expressions. What is common here? It is 3. Take it out. Within bracket it remaining x plus 2. Here 2 common. Within brackets x minus 2. Now you can write LCM. Here 3 and 2 Both are prime numbers. So multiply these two to obtain LCM. 3 multiplied by 2. X plus 2 and x minus 2 are different binomial expressions. So you have to take both. The LCM is 6 multiplied by x plus 2 multiplied by x minus 2. Then fourth example, a minus b, b minus a and a plus b. You can arrange b minus a as a minus b by taking minus term out. Look at this one. B minus a equal minus times a minus b. If you are taking minus sign out from the bracket, sign of these two terms are changed. Now you can check whether this is correct by removing brackets. Minus multiplied by a minus a minus multiplied by minus b, it is plus b. I am going to tell you another example like this. X minus y, you can write it as taking minus sign out. X minus y, if you take minus sign out, sign of these two terms change. Minus y become plus y and plus x become minus x. Another example, x minus 3. If you take minus sign out, this becomes 3 minus x. Now instead of b minus a, you can write minus times of a minus b. Other terms are same. Here minus a minus b. Now take the LCM. First take the minus sign. Then here a minus b, here also a minus b. Select that term. And this one is a different term, so select it also. And this is the LCM. You have to select each and every different term as LCM. Now look at this example, fifth one. Again, there are three numbers, 3, 15 and 6. Find the LCM of it by using division method. Divide by prime numbers. Divide by 2, 3, 15, 6 divided by 2 is 3. Then divide this one by 3, 1, 5 and here 1. Divide this one by 5, 1, 1, 1. Then LCM of the numbers are equal 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5. 2 multiply 3 multiply 5. Now select each and every different algebraic terms. Here x minus 3 to the power 1. Here x minus 3 to the power 2. First select x. Then select the highest power of x minus 3. X minus 3 to the power 2. Answer is 2 multiplied by 3 6 multiplied by 5 30 x times x minus 3 to the power 2. This is the answer. Let's start sixth example. First factorize this expression. It is you have to take common terms out, 3 common, within brackets remaining x minus 3. 4x multiplied by x minus 3. Here difference of 2 square. You can arrange this as difference of 2 squares. 9 you can write as 3 to the power 2. So factors are x minus 3 and x plus 3. You have to add these two and subtract these two as factors. Then here numbers are 3 and 4. What is the LCM of 3 and 4? 3 divided by 4, divide by 2, 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3. Then take x term, x. Here x minus 3, here x minus 3, here another x minus 3. So you have to select x minus 3 term. And here another different term, it is x plus 3. Answer is 12x times x minus 3 times x plus 3. Now look at 7th example. You have to factorize these algebraic expressions. Here difference of two squares. So factors are x minus a and x plus a. Here you can take common term out. It is x common. Take it out. Remaining terms are x minus a. And this is a trinomial quadratic expression. To factorize this one, first you have to multiply first term and last term. It is x to the power 2, a to the power 2. Multiply first term and last term. Then separate this term into two terms. Multiplication of these two terms should be equal to this one, and addition of these two terms should be equal to this one, middle term. Two terms are minus 1ax and minus 1ax. Minus multiplied by minus plus, then minus 1 plus minus 1 equal to minus 2. Write only ax. It means 1ax. Then common terms out. X common. Remaining x minus a. Then take common term. It is minus a. And remaining x minus a. Factors are x minus a and remaining also x minus a. Now here you can see these two terms are same. So you can write this as a power. It is x minus a to the power 2. Now write the LCM of these expressions. First take this term x. Then x minus a here. And here x minus a, here x minus a to the power 2. You have to select the highest power. So select this one, x minus a to the power 2. And there is another different term, it is x plus a. You have to write each and every different terms with the highest powers. So this is the answer for 7th example. Now I am going to start the algebraic fraction lesson. First you have to simplify algebraic fractions with equal denominators. You have learned this in grade 9 also. Now look at these examples. These are the algebraic fractions with equal denominators. Here denominator is x, here denominator is 6, here denominator is x plus 1. So you can take common denominator x, 3 plus 2, answer is 5 over x. Here common denominator is 6, 5x minus 2x, it is 3x over 6. You can simplify this more by dividing both numerator and denominator by 3. Here 1 and here 2. Answer is x over 2. Then here common denominator is x plus 1. You can simplify numerators. 7 plus 3 minus 2. 7 plus 3, 10. 10 minus 2, 8. Answer is 8 over x plus 1. You have learned this type of examples in grade 9 also. In grade 10, you have to learn to simplify algebraic fractions with unequal denominators. So I am going to explain some examples for this topic. Let's start with first example. Here denominator is x and here denominator is 4x. You have to take the LCM of these denominators. Denominators are x and 4x. So what is the LCM? Here take this number and take the algebraic term with the highest power. But here in both places it is x to the power 1. So LCM is 4x. You have to take this 4x as common denominator. In both fractions. Here denominator is 4x. So you have to convert this denominator into 4x by multiplying by 4. Multiply both numerator and denominator by 4. Here 4 multiplied by 5, 20 over 4x, and here 3 over 4x. Now common denominator 4x. You can add their numerators 23 over 4x is the answer for first example. Now look at second example. Denominators are 2x, 3x and 4x. 2x, 3x and 4x. You have to take the LCM of these terms. First divide these numbers by prime numbers. Divide by 2, 1, 3, divide by 2, 2. 2, 1, 3 and 1. Again divide by 3, 1, 1, 1. Now take the LCM by multiplying these numbers. 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 and select the algebraic terms. It is x to the power 1. So LCM is 12x. You have to take this as common denominator of these algebraic fractions. To convert this fraction, to convert this denominator into 12x, you have to multiply this one by 6. So multiply both numerator and denominator by 6. Here to convert this into 12x, multiply by 4. Multiply both numerator and denominator by 4. To convert this into 12, you have to multiply this one by 3. Now common denominator is 12x. Here 6. 5 multiplied by 4, 20. 3 multiplied by 3, 9. 6 plus 20, 26. 26 minus 9, 17. Answer is 17 over 12x. Third example. Numbers are 5 and 2. So, find the LCM of these numbers. LCM is both are prime numbers. So, don't want to divide it by prime numbers. Just multiply these two because both are prime numbers. 2 multiplied by 5 and here y to the power 2, here y to the power 1. You have to take the highest power. So, LCM is 10 y to the power 2. You have to take this as common denominator. To convert this into 10 y to the power 2, you have to multiply this denominator by 2. So, multiply both numerator and denominator by 2. To convert this denominator into 10 y to the power 2, you have to multiply this one by 5. 2 multiplied by 5, 10. But here y to the power 2. So, you have to multiply this term by y also. So, multiply both numerator and denominator by 5y. Here 2 multiplied by 2, 4. Denominator is 10y to the power 2. Here 5y. 2 multiplied by 5, 10. Y multiplied by y, y to the power 2. Now common denominator is 10y to the power 2. Numerators are 4 plus 5y. This is the answer for third example. Then look at fourth example. Here denominators are x and y. So what is the LCM of these two? You have to select each and every different term. Select x and y. Take x multiplied by y. So this is the common denominator you have to take. Here to convert this denominator into xy, you have to multiply this one by y. So multiply both numerator and denominator by y. Here denominator is y. You have to convert it into xy. So multiply this term by x. Y multiplied by y, y to the power 2. And here x multiplied by x, x to the power 2. Here denominator is x multiplied by y. Here y multiplied by x. Both are same. X multiplied by y equal y multiplied by x. You can write it as xy or yx. Both are same. This is the answer for fourth example. Look at fifth example. Here denominator is x. Here denominator is x plus 2. So what is the LCM? X multiplied by x plus 2. This is the LCM. You have to take this LCM as common denominator. How you can convert this denominator into x times x plus 2? You have to multiply it by x plus 2. So multiply both numerator and denominator by x plus 2. Here, then you have to convert this denominator into this common denominator. So what is the extra term when you are moving here to here? Extra term is x. So multiply this denominator by x. Multiply both numerator and denominator by x. Then here 1 multiplied by x plus 2. It is x plus 2. And here 9 multiplied by x. It is 9x. Common denominator is x times x plus 2. Now simplify the numerator. X plus 9x. It is 10x plus 2. Denominator is x times x plus 2. You can simplify this numerator further. You can take common term out. Common term is 2. Remaining terms are 5x and plus 1. And denominator is x times x plus 2. This is the simplest answer for example 5. Now start 6th example. Denominators are m plus 2 and m plus 3. LCM is you have to multiply these two terms. M plus 2 multiplied by m plus 3. Now you have to take this as common denominator. Here denominator is only m plus 2. To convert this denominator into this one, you have to multiply this one by m plus 3. So multiply both numerator and denominator by m plus 3. Then you have to convert this denominator into this denominator. Here multiply this term by m plus 2. You can obtain this one as the common denominator. Multiply both sides of this fraction by m plus 2. Put brackets here. Then you can take common denominator m plus 2 multiplied by m plus 3. Then numerators you have to remove bracket. 1 multiplied by m, it is 1m. 1 multiplied by 3, it is plus 3. Then here you have to remove bracket by multiplying minus 2. Minus 2 multiplied by m minus 2m. Minus 2 multiplied by plus 2 minus 4. Now write the denominator. It is m plus 2 and m plus 3. Now you can simplify the terms in the numerator. Take like terms. Here plus 1m and minus 2m. It is minus 1m. Here plus 3 and minus 4. It is minus 1. You can write a more simplest answer here by taking minus 1 out from the bracket. Within brackets m plus 1. This is the simplest answer for example number 6. Now look at question number 7. Here 3 is a whole number and this one is an algebraic fraction, 7 over x plus 1. What is the denominator of this number? You can write it as 3 divided by 1. So 1 is the denominator. Then what is the common denominator you have to take? It is x plus 1. So take x plus 1 as common denominator. You have to multiply both numerator and denominator of this fraction by x plus 1. 1 multiplied by x plus 1. Here 7 over x plus 1. Now take common denominator. It is x plus 1. Then remove brackets here. 3 multiplied by x, 3x. And 3 multiplied by 1. It is plus 3. And take plus 7. Then simplify the numerator. 3x. Here 3 plus 7, 10. This is the answer. Now look at 8th example. Here denominator is a minus b, here denominator is b minus a. But you can convert this denominator into this one. B minus a equal, if you take minus term out, you have to change the sign of these terms. Minus a become plus a and plus b become minus b. Instead of b minus a, you can substitute minus time of a minus b. 4 over a minus b plus here b minus a equal this term minus times a minus b. Here now you can see denominators are equal, but there is a minus term, so you have to remove this minus term before taking common denominator. Here plus 1 divide by minus term, plus divide by minus, it is minus. So in the middle you have to write minus. Now here remains 1 over a minus b. Again look at here. Plus 1 divided by minus 1. It becomes minus. Now common denominator is a minus b. Numerators 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1, 3. Answer is 3 over a minus b. Now start 9th example. Here denominator is x minus y. Here denominator is y minus x. You can arrange x minus y here also. So y minus x equal, if you are taking minus term out from the bracket, it becomes x minus y. Remove brackets and check whether these two are equal. Minus multiplied by x minus x. Minus multiplied by minus y, it is plus y. So instead of y minus x, you can substitute minus time of x minus y. 4 over x minus y minus 2 over here minus x minus y. First fraction is same. Then see here, minus 2 divide by minus 1. Here you can write number as 1. Minus 2 divide by minus 1, it become plus. Minus divide by minus, it is plus. So you can write this as 2 over x minus y. Now what is the common denominator? It is x minus y. You can add numerators. 4 plus 2, 6. This is the answer for 9th question. Now look at 10th example. First take the LCM of these denominators. Here numbers are prime numbers, so just multiply these prime numbers to obtain LCM. 3 multiplied by 5 and take each and every different term. X plus 2 and x minus 1 are different terms, so you have to take both for LCM. 3 multiplied by 5, 15, x plus 2, x minus 1. You have to take this term as common denominator of your fractions. Here denominator is 3 times x plus 2. If you convert this denominator into this one, you have to multiply 3 by 5 to obtain 15. Then here x plus 2. Here it multiplied by x minus 1. So this denominator you have to multiply by 5 and x minus 1 to obtain this one as common denominator. Multiply both numerator and denominator by 5 times x minus 1. Then the second fraction, to convert this denominator into this common denominator, you have to multiply 5 by 3. 5 multiplied by 3, 15. And here x minus 1, you have to multiply it by x plus 2. So multiply both numerator and denominator by 3 times x plus 2. 3 times x plus 2. Now take the common denominator. It is 3 multiplied by 5, 15, x plus 2, x minus 1. This is the common denominator. You have to take LCM as common denominator. Now in the denominators, 2 times 5, 10, x minus 1. Here 1 multiplied by 3, 3, x plus 2. You have to remove brackets in the numerator. 10 times x, 10x, 10 times minus 1, minus 10, 3 times x, 3x, 3 times 6, 2, 6. Then write the denominator. Now you can simplify numerator. Like terms are 10x and 3x. It is 13x. Here minus 10 and plus 6. It is minus 4. This is the answer for 10th example. Look at 11th example. Here denominator is a trinomial quadratic expression and this one also a quadratic expression. First you have to take the LCM of these two expressions. X to the power 2 minus x minus 2 and x squared minus 1. First you have to factorize these two algebraic expressions. This is a trinomial quadratic expression. To factorize this one, first you have to multiply first term and last term. It is minus 2x to the power 2. Then write this as a pair of two terms. When you multiply these two terms, it should be equal to this one. When you add these two terms, it should be equal to this one. Two terms are minus 2x and plus 1x. Minus multiplied by plus, it is minus. When you add these two, it is equal to minus 1x. Instead of this minus x, you can replace these two terms. X to the power 2 minus 2x plus 1x minus 2. Now take common term, it is x, remaining x minus 2. Take common terms, it is plus 1, remaining minus 2. Then factors are x minus 2 and x plus 1. How you can factorize this one? Here x to the power 2. You can write this as a square. It is 1 to the power 2. Now it is difference of two squares. What are the factors of these two? You can add these two and subtract these two. X minus 1 and x plus 1 are the factors. Now we factorize both numerators. Then find the LCM of these two. In LCM, you have to select each and every different term. So first select x minus 2. Then select x plus 1. X plus 1 is here also. Then select x minus 1. This is the LCM. Now you have to take this LCM as common denominator in this fraction. First I am going to write this expression as factors. It is x minus 2 and x plus 1. Then write this denominator as factors. It is x plus 1 and x minus 1. Now you have to take this expression as common denominator. Here denominator is only x minus 2 and x plus 1. If you convert this denominator into this one, what is the extra term here than this one? X minus 2 here, x plus 1 here. The extra term is x minus 1. So you have to multiply both numerator and denominator by x minus 1. 2 over x minus 2, x plus 1. Then multiply this by x minus 1. Now look at the second fraction. Here denominator is x plus 1 and x minus 1. To convert this denominator into this one, what you have to add the extra term here? x plus 1 here and x minus 1 also there. Extra term is x minus 2. So multiply both numerator and denominator by x minus 2. Now you can take common denominator as this one. There are 3 factors as common denominator. X minus 2, x plus 1, x minus 1. Now remove brackets in the numerator. 2 multiplied by x, it is 2x. 2 multiplied by minus 1, minus 2. Now remove brackets here. Here take this one as minus 1. Minus 1 multiplied by x, minus 1x. Then minus 1 multiplied by minus 2, it is plus 2. Now write the same denominator and you can simplify the numerator. 2x minus 1x, it is 1x. Minus 2n plus 2. You can cancel it. This is the answer for 11th one. Let's start 12th example. Again, denominators are trinomial quadratic expressions. First you have to factorize these expressions. 9x plus 20. First multiply first term and last term. It is 20 x to the power 2. Write this as a pair of terms. Here plus 20 x to the power 2. When you add these two terms, it should be equal to minus 9. Terms are minus 5x and minus 4x. Then here write x to the power 2 minus 5x minus 4x plus 20. Take common terms, x common, x minus 5. Take common terms, it is minus 4, remaining x minus 5. Then factors are x minus 5 and x minus 4. These are the factors of first denominator. Then factorize the second denominator. It is x to the power 2 minus 11x plus 30. Again multiply first term and last term. It is plus 30x to the power 2. And separate this into two terms. Two terms are minus 5x and minus 6x. Then write these two terms for 11x. X to the power 2 minus 5x minus 6x plus 30. Then take common terms out. X common, x minus 5, here minus 6 common, x minus 5. Factors are x minus 5 and x minus 6. Now you have to find the LCM of these two expressions. By using these two, find the LCM. Here select each and every different term. X minus 5 here and there. So select it. Then select x minus 4 and select x minus 6. This is the LCM. You have to select each and every different terms in these two factors. Now write this expression as factors. It is x minus 5 and x minus 4. Now write this as factors. It is x minus 5 and x minus 6. Now take this LCM as common denominator. Here x minus 5 and x minus 4 only. You have to multiply it by x minus 6 to obtain this LCM. Multiply both sides by x minus 6. Here denominator is x minus 5 and x minus 6. What is the extra term here? It is x minus 4. So you have to multiply both numerator and denominator by this extra term x minus 4. Multiply this one by x minus 6. Multiply this one by x minus 4. Now you can take this as common denominator. It is x minus 5 times x minus 4 times x minus 6. Now remove brackets in the numerator. 1 multiplied by x, it is 1x. 1 multiplied by minus 6, minus 6. Here minus 1. Minus 1 multiplied by x minus 1x. Minus 1 multiplied by minus 4. It is plus 4. Now same denominator. You can simplify the numerator. Minus 1x and minus 1x. You can cancel it. Minus 6 plus 4. It is minus 2. This is the answer for 12th one. Now look at 13th example. First factorize this denominator. X to the power 2 plus 4x plus 4. It is also a trinomial quadratic expression. First multiply first term and last term. 4x to the power 2. Separate into two terms. Two terms are plus 2x and plus 2x. Instead of 4x, substitute these two. Take common terms out here. X common, remaining x plus 2. Here 2 common, x plus 4. Sorry, x plus 2. Factors are x plus 2 and x plus 2. You can see here same term, x plus 2 and x plus 2. You can write this as in index form. It is x plus 2 to the power 2. Instead of this denominator, I am going to write this factor, x plus 2 to the power 2. Here x plus 2 to the power 1. So what is the LCM of these two? Same term, but the index is different. In LCM you have to take the highest power. So take LCM as x plus 2 to the power 2. This is the common denominator. LCM of these two terms. LCM is x plus 2 to the power 2. Now here and here you can see same denominator. So write the same numerator. Don't change it. But here denominator is only x plus 2 to the power 1. Here x plus 2 to the power 2. There is another x plus 2 term here than this one. So you have to multiply both by x plus 2. So multiply 3 by x plus 2. Denominator is x plus 2 to the power 2. Now remove brackets in numerator. Minus 3 multiplied by x minus 3x. Minus 3 multiplied by plus 2 minus 6. Now you can simplify numerator. Denominator is x plus 2 to the power 2. Here 5 minus 6. It is minus 1. And here minus 3x. Now in the numerator both terms are negative. You can write another simplest answer by taking minus 1 minus sign out from the brackets. If you take minus 1 out from the bracket, remaining terms are plus 1 and plus 3x. Here remove brackets and check whether this is correct. Minus 1 multiplied by 1 minus 1. Minus 1 multiplied by plus 3x, it is minus 3x. So this is the answer for 13th example. That is all for today, and goodbye everyone.